Coach, would you like to start with an opening statement?
Sure. Excited to be back. We are always the first ones to report, so we've been here since August 1st. So we've been here quite a while already. Have 15 new faces and 15 returning faces, a team of 30, which has come together quite nicely. I feel like we have been able to figure out how to gel on the field, and that was indicative in our performance the other night against Cincinnati.
Coach, already an exhibition in the books here. Obviously, a nice game for you all. What are some of the things that you took out of that win to get ready for? Of course, coming up next.
I thought we had the ball for a long, long period of time. So usually in our league, it's more balanced, 50-50, 50 without the ball, 50 with the ball. So this was a long stretch of time that we had the ball, and I thought we kind of some very simple things that we've started to talk about, we could see come to life in that game against Cincinnati. So happy with our technical ability, happy with our tactics and what we were trying to do. Scored 2 really good goals. And in all honesty, their goalkeeper was really good on the night. I think there was probably 3 other chances that would be goals had it not be for the heroic effort of their goalkeeper.
For Raven and Sarah both, what's it like? I guess, are you ready for the opener? And what's it like to always be the first, team to get going? I mean, you're always the first game of the new school year. What's that like?
Yeah, I think we're absolutely ready. This team has been working really hard in this preseason period, and super excited for that. And as far as being the first to kind of showcase for the school, I think it's an awesome opportunity. It's an awesome opportunity for women's soccer to get out there, for some fresh faces on campus to come out and support. Really excited about that, and I'm going to kick some butt on Thursday night.
Exactly what she said. We've been looking forward to this day, so we're really excited.
Coach, you take a look at one of the key positions on the team, obviously goalkeeper, where Gabby's no longer there after about 20 years. The competition now obviously is going to be intense to take her spot. Do we have a leader yet in it, or are we just going to play it out for a few games and see who gets it?
Yeah, so we did that in the exhibition. We split halves with both Erin and Alyssa. I would say in full transparency, Erin has a little bit of an edge on Alyssa right now, and she will get to start tomorrow.
What is it about her, or what kind of gives her that edge?
Youthful naivety. She doesn't know what she doesn't know. Her hands are safe. She's courageous. She's brave. She definitely has to get better with communication, has to get better with her feet and dealing with the space behind the backs. But we've lived a fake life with Gabby Casellas for the past 6 years. So she's set the bar so high, and now, quite frankly, no one's going to close that gap in their first year.
Coach, you've got a lot of returning players, but as you mentioned, 15 newcomers. Can you kind of just talk about maybe some of those? I mean, obviously with 15 of them, some of them are going to be out there in key situations for you.
Yeah, for sure. So let's see. So specifically, with the transfer portal, of those 15, we've got 4 that are transfers. And I would say Patricia and Autumn are going to be 2 kids that factor into significant minutes for us. And then as far as the first-year group, there's 11 of them. And there's going to be 3 or 4. Carson Cherry has been outstanding. Lizzie Sexton has been outstanding. Addie Chester has been outstanding. And then Erin Floyd is a freshman who will be our goalkeeper and will start tomorrow night.
Both Raven and Sarah, this one of the first things you notice about this team is just how incredibly fast you are this year. You really get up and down the field with a lot of speed. Let's talk about that. Compared to last year, maybe it wasn't as fast, but it was still a good team. This year, you all were just like lightning.
Yeah, well, that's nice. I think, it's just kind of like the personnel. I think that's the style of our team, how we want to be. We want to go forward fast and defend with really high intensity pressure, so it helps when we have the pace to do it. I think it's just kind of personnel. It just kind of came together, and it's something that our coaches want us to be able to use, so I think we've done a good job.
Yeah, I think kind of same thing, like played our strengths last year, whereas maybe we needed to keep the ball at our feet a little bit more. I think it's exciting this year to kind of have that layer in and maybe like get in behind a little bit more and apply some more pressure on defense, and I think it's going to be really exciting.
Sarah, you guys have some leaders on this team. What is the leadership, do you feel like, is that a strength of this team? And then in turn, do you have an identity yet? Does this squad have you found an identity?
As far as the leadership, I think it's been pretty fun, honestly, to come from a place when I was a freshman in 2018 with Gabby Vincent and Gabby Kay and all those amazing leaders before us that kind of taught us the way, and then to kind of see our group move through and get to our 4th and 5th years and kind of take everything that we learned from them and kind of come together more as a collective unit. I think we have a really good leadership group, and hopefully, as we've seen so far, it's kind of trickled down into the team chemistry and things like that. I'm sorry, what was your second question?
Identity.
Oh, yeah, I think it's honestly pretty fun as a young team because, as Coach had mentioned earlier in regard to having a young keeper, these 15 players don't necessarily know anything different. They're coming into an environment that we set the tone, we set the pace, so they kind of are just following our leads. And as I mentioned to the Strong Leadership Council, if we set that tone and pretty strong, they'll follow our suit. So.
For coach and players, we'd asked John Michael about this one earlier. With the rule changes this year that have taken place in the sport, what do you think of these? Are they something you're happy about, glad to see, or?
Yeah, I've been hoping for no overtime for a long time. Is that the one you're talking about? Yeah. I think that there's people that are totally pro and for it, and there are people that are against it. I think that while it might change your tactics, it's going to change your tactics at the end of 90 minutes now as opposed to during overtime. I just think that from a health and safety standpoint, playing 2 games a week is really difficult on these young women. So when we can take time off of them, that is only going to be advantageous for their health. So I'm completely a fan of no overtime, where some other people might be against that. But I feel like with the way, if we had 1 game a week, I could see it. But we don't play 1 game a week. This season is so demanding, cumulative effect of travel and who we play, too difficult for these young women to handle that on top of their schoolwork.
Karen, again, the schedule is built. I mean, obviously the ACC is going to be brutal, but you've built the schedule to where you're tested a lot early as well. Are you pleased with what it is, and don't you feel like it is a challenge?
Yeah, we always set it up to help prepare us for the NCAA tournament. UIC, we open with tomorrow night, and he's an outstanding coach. He's been there only 2 years, so I know him, and I know that they're going to be good. Then we play Xavier and Northern Kentucky, also 2 very different styles, 2 really well-coached teams. Then James Madison and Memphis, very good teams away from home. So we set those things up intentionally because we need to get them battle tested. We need to get them to play against teams who are ranked, like a Xavier, before we open up in the ACC.
You take a look at the ACC this year. Who are some of the teams that you expect to contend with you all for the title?
Who do we expect? Sorry, say that again, Paulie.
Some of the schools that you expect to contend with you all for that title, some of the top teams in the league.
The usual suspects. Yeah, and you can't dispute what Anson's done at Carolina. I think it's 22 national championships, right? So while they might not have had a year last year that they're happy with, they're really good. They're really good. I would argue the usual suspects in our league, Virginia, Notre Dame, Florida State, Carolina, can all contend for that. That top group is always in contention for that. And certainly we're on the outside looking in, but we definitely know anyone can beat anyone. The game doesn't know who's supposed to win, so that's the beauty of 90 minutes. We get an opportunity to go win those that we're not supposed to.
Karen, with the mix of the newcomers with the veterans, what are your kind of expectations? What do you feel like is, where do you set the bar for this team?
Yeah, and I'll be honest with you. before the season, it's probably one of the first seasons that I wasn't jotting down a lineup, and because there's so much new and so much unknown. But I really am very happy and confident with the group, how we've come together so far in such a short period of time. And then the more we have experiences, the more we grow, the more we learn, the better we're going to be as we head into the season. So I really like us. I really do, Jody. I think they've got the makings of a special group, but I'm also been around long enough to know that anyone can beat anyone, and we've got to make sure that we hold and maintain our standard against everyone.
So both you, Raven, and Sarah, both you've been in Lynn a couple of years now to play. Just talk about the experience and the fun of playing in Lynch Stadium.
Yeah, it's like no other. I would choose to play here every single game. Just the comfort of being in your own bed and just going through your normal routine. We've got an amazing facility. We have amazing fans, so it's incredible. It never gets old. This is year 5 for us, but it's still incredible. Just the feeling of walking out and seeing everyone and seeing the stadium. It's awesome.
Yeah, it's amazing. We're very blessed here to have all of the things that we do, and I think our staff too is incredible. The best facility, I would argue, in our conference, even in the nation. So, very, very fortunate.
Thank you.
Thank you.